Hi, I'm Megan. This is my husband Billy. We met on eHarmony. These are our children, Michael and Lydia. And these are my siblings, Jacob and Zoe. We aren't your typical family, but together we have lots of fun. Okay guys, welcome back. So, I did one of these videos. I've done these videos a long time ago, but I feel like sometimes it's not bad to kind of have like a little refresher, especially being that there's over 500 videos on this channel, so it's kind of hard to kind of go back and find certain ones. So today I wanted to talk about counseling. I feel like this kind of comes back and forth quite a bit in my life, whether it's me or it's somebody else, and I want people to get rid of the stereotype of counseling. There are people that they're like, they're not a real doctor, only real doctors can help you, which I don't fully understand that, and I'll explain that in a minute. Or they're just like, oh, nobody needs to know what's happening in your life, you're fine, you're great. And then some people just pretend to be happy. Yes, there's times where you fake it till you make it, and that works. But this is not one of them. Your mental health is not one that you fake it until you make it. Oh, just be happy. So my first thing is, they're not real doctors. I've been told that with chiropractors. I've been told that with counselors. I've been told that, Okay. I don't really like that. I really don't. And multiple reasons why. But the big thing is, your pastor isn't a doctor, but he helps you. He encourages you in the Word. Your friend down the street that you go to Bible study with is not a doctor, but they help you in a different way. Your teachers are not doctors, but they're still helping you. So that's kind of where I kind of go with that. Like, that really irritates me beyond measure. And so sometimes you need more people than just the doctor. Okay. For me, I probably should have started counseling probably back when I was about 14 or 15 because of my severe anxiety. But I didn't. It didn't happen. I'm not going to get into why it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Okay. I didn't start going until I was 21, and I will honestly admit that the first counselor probably wasn't the best counselor. My second to last counselor was probably my favorite counselor. Actually, my second and my third were actually like my favorite counselors. Okay. Oh man, I've been to counseling a lot. Anyway, I just had a moment where I reflected. So, I have had counselors that were amazing, that I loved to death. They were the best thing ever. And then I had counselors I wish I could have continued to work with. But anyway, my first counselor was not the greatest counselor. I think but I also think with me, I wasn't in that point where I was really seeking help, or I needed the help. So, of course, it kind of created where I didn't really care much, because for me it was, well, whatever, because I wasn't in a point where I was ready to really seek counseling and make counseling my utmost way to help me. My second counselor, I was gung-ho, this was gonna work, this was gonna help. Same thing with my third counselor, and then even our fourth counselor. There's nothing wrong with counseling. I feel like counseling can help in different respects. And counselors get this stigma for trying to change your mind, or trying to make you go their way. They don't. They honestly don't. They try to help you retrain your brain into seeing things in the bigger picture. 99% of the time, they don't actually give you any suggestions. They just repeat what you say to get you to come to your own conclusion. So, for instance, when I first went into counseling, it was for anxiety. And so they taught me a lot of breathing techniques to help myself get through the anxious times and learn to kind of cope with them. We never really got to the part of depression because we were still dealing with the anxiety. The second time I went into counseling was from a car accident and the loss of 2 amazing people in my life. And then right at the end of that, my aunt died. And so, with 3 deaths in a span of 4 months and a bad car accident and birthdays coming up and just so much was happening, I was affected in a way that just mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. So that was more of healing counseling, and there they help you reflect on the good times you had with them and how you really feel and how it is okay to say no and how it takes time. And it was kind of a blend of remembering the good times, realizing that there is a purpose that this happened. We hate it. It sucks. And then rebuilding from there. I went to counseling for being a stepmom. I think I was just overwhelmed. And I didn't know what to do, and I was trying to do everything I could, and I felt like I was the bad guy. Like, I was not good. And then my next experience, Billy and I went to counseling as a couple / family. I wish we could have gotten to do it longer, but it wasn't in the cards to do it as long as we really wanted to. I feel like it would have benefited us more. But I feel like that at some point we will probably restart counseling again. In all those experiences, they just give you the knowledge they have to help you. So it's like your pastor or your teacher. They use their experiences to help you through your experience. They're not telling you to do it this way. They're not telling you, oh, it's because of this, your husband's, or because your parents are so bad, that's why. They're helping you acknowledge that, you know what, you're an adult in this situation, this is how you were at that time. You know, if it has to do with your parents, you were a child at the time, now you're an adult, what are you going to do differently? What are you going to do now? You can't keep staying in that time. If it's loss, that gravely hurts you. How can you honor them? How can you keep, how can you do different things? And so for me, it was I needed to get up and get out of the house. I was severely depressed after the world didn't make any sense anymore. And so there were moments where, I had to get up and get out of the house. I had to stop moping around. I had to do what I had to do to continue to live. And so there were different things. And then when Billy and I did some counseling, it was learning our love languages, learning to communicate better, and just in general, and being on the same page. And so, in being a stepmom, it was just kind of backing up and saying, you know what, this isn't the real world, or this is the real world, this isn't a fantasy, and things don't always work the way we want. And I think for me, it was just the realization that maybe I did need to step back in certain points, and how to cope with that, how to cope with, you can't fix everything, everything's not going to be perfect, this is the life you chose. But in all my counseling experiences, they didn't sit there and go, oh, this is why, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. It was helping me help myself, because most of the time I started to talk, and they're like, well, what I hear is, am I wrong? And then that would lead me, no. And then I would go, oh, bingo. And it was like, somebody's just there to listen, and here you are. So counseling helps. I feel like, especially the greatest counseling experience that I've ever had was after the loss of somebody. And I feel like without that, I would have stayed in that bubble of confusion and being upset and crying and just not knowing how to live again and not finding the little things in my life. I remember after counseling, I'll talk about that in another video. But I just remember there were things that really, really helped me. And counselors don't change your they change your thinking. They help you come to the conclusion yourself. They don't say, this is what you need to do, because it's you, it's your life. They give you the knowledge, like maybe, you know, you're talking about you like something a lot. Like maybe you like to draw, that's your outlook, or what is it? Your, how can you kind of escape and just go into your own little world? And they can be like, oh, there's this writing course or this drawing course, it's free at the library, you should get involved. They just use the knowledge they have. Or, like if you have severe anxiety and you need to learn breathing techniques, oh, this is what you can do. They're just using their knowledge to help you, just like a friend would. You know, if a friend has experienced a baby that doesn't sleep through the night, and they're like, this is what I did, maybe it'll help you. Or maybe you could do this, or maybe you could do that. It's just like a friend. And I come from a family that stigma's there, like, oh no, you don't go through counseling, oh no, people are going to brand you, oh no, it has nothing to do with that. Would I rather the oh no fear, or would I rather help myself be the best me, continue on with my journey? I don't want to stay in that stumbled, not going anywhere state. I want to continue on. I want to do better. I want to do better for myself, for my family, for my kids, for my siblings, everything. I don't want to stay in this stagnant, oh no, what the world gonna say. And I have always been very like, yep, I've been to counseling, I'll go back, you know. And so being open like that, I feel like you can help other people realize that counseling is not bad. Counseling helps. So anyway, guys, that is our video today. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please link them down below. I am happy to talk to you about counseling. It is by far one of the best things I ever did for myself in my whole life. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. Talk to you later.